I had always thought Christianity was, you don't want to go to hell. So you do a bunch of good stuff with your life, and at the end, God say you did more good than bad, and He let you in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking I got plenty of time to get right. You know what I'm saying? No matter how hard I try, but no, you can't.
This is the story of Corey Paul.
I'm with it. Let's get it. I'm with it. Let's get it. This one off the top. This one off the top. This one off the top.
From the moment he opens his mouth and spits a verse, fans immediately know who he is and expect nothing but fire.
By 4 feet in the air, hit the vertical. Probably could have hooped for the Rockets. Me and my homies broke the mold out of town on the road. Hit the show, got the whole stage rocked. Sister thing jumping, we don't plan, don't land it. Macho man when the mic get handed. Ripping to the beat like it's beef, I'm a savage. Insist me pump bass, you can call it dramatic. Nah, let me tell you what it's about. I done hit the 8, yeah, cause I got it off the block. My little brother got locked, my little homie got shot. My little cousin dropped out, my little partner got knocked. In the hood, they don't think I'm concerned with the block. Faith in that coke and they whip it in pots. And the devil got eyes on my burial plot. So I'm climbing the rope and my clique jumping straight up the top.
For a couple of years, he made a name for himself independently. This year, he signed to Collision Records and was introduced to a whole new audience. But there are still some who are unfamiliar with him. Corey Paul was born Corey Paul Davis on March 10, 1987, in Houston, Texas. He has 2 older stepbrothers and 2 younger brothers. He grew up in the hood of South Park and was raised primarily by his mother. His biological father was absent in his life. For the first 9 years of his life, he was raised by his stepfather, a man he calls his father, and a man who was addicted to crack cocaine. He got addicted to crack in the 80s when it was new, when it was just coming out. People didn't really know the depth of it is when he started. So when he met my mom, it was about 88. And so it was manageable in the very, very beginning. But by the time I got about, maybe 4 or 5, it wasn't manageable anymore. My dad, he was genuinely a great man. Like, he was an amazing man, you know what I'm saying? From, just the interaction, he taught me how to shoot a jump shot and ride my bike, and took us fishing, and, we didn't have, a baseball or a baseball bat. So we go to the park and play imaginary baseball, and he'll have us believing, you know what I'm saying? We struck out or hit a home run, you know what I'm saying? So, he was really a great man when he was off of the drugs. But when he was on the drugs, then it's literal day and night, you know what I'm saying? You just become that drug, So, I remember a lot of verbal, a lot of physical abuse mentally. And, it was really stressful on my mom and therefore on the household.
I saw crack smoke, burn my whole daddy life up, so I know there's a fight, but we gon' walk out with the side. You gotta go. Big case, stay jail, couple clad B. I look on dead inside the eye and then I tell them we can't, we don't, we ain't, we won't. Say you gotta go. Big case, stay jail, couple clad B. I look on dead inside the eye and then I tell them we can't, we don't, we ain't, we won't. Say you gotta go.
His dad's addiction had progressively gotten worse. He was literally stealing food from the mouths of his children to feed his addiction. Corey can recall his mom skipping meals so that the kids could eat, or them having to make sure that they ate at their grandma's house before they went home. When he was around 7 or 8, his mom had finally had enough.
That's when I remember, like, the peak of when I was like, man, this guy really real, is when my dad would always come in and, kick the door in and take what he wanted. He'd take what he wanted, whether it was money or the purse or my mom's car or whatever, so he can get high. It had got to the point where my mom started being, fearful of, him really doing something, really hurting us being, a family on the news, that you see. So she got a pistol.
And he came in one night like he always does, to take what he wants, and, try to get money or purse or whatever. And she told him, "Look, man, if you come in tonight, I'm gonna shoot you. You come in tonight, I'm gonna shoot you." And sure enough, he kicked the door in, and I vividly just remember hearing the shots, just fire, 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 the gunshots going off. And I remember getting up, and going to the back door and seeing my old man laying on the ground bleeding and yelling and the whole nine. And I remember just thinking like, huh, this is getting kind of crazy. I guess you get shot sometime, back to the bedroom, like, oh man, that's okay. So now that's like, you just reach a new level of normalcy each day. So like, oh, okay, like, I guess that's what it is now. You know what I'm saying? And then, from there, I know it's from there, it's like, they think that would be the peak. But from there, it just got worse and worse and worse. And when I was about 9, he committed suicide and he died. And I remember my mom asking me and my brother, like, if we want to go to the funeral and this, that, and the third. And I didn't go to my father's funeral. I don't remember initially crying. Like, when I initially heard it, I was sad and happy. You know what I'm saying? Because, that's how our household was. So I was sad because that's my dad and I loved him and he, did all this great thing. But I was happy because I'm like, man, maybe now we can breathe.
Give me $5 on pump A. Transmission slipping, we skate. Rent a little late, we stray. Cause mama made sure we ate. I was about 9 years old when my daddy got found. Noose wrapped around his neck in the attic of the house. Knew then that the devil was real. As the blood congealed, he kept the weapon concealed. You swear to God he had gills. Reptilian, cold-blooded killer, and his co-defendant look familiar. Say it look like me, say it look like you. If it looked like a felon, then my cousin got 2. My brother got 1, then my partner got 3. I'm trying to explain to these G's we kings, but a $10 rock turn a pretty prom queen to a begging dope fiend. On Martin Luther King, Lord please. I'll bless my crown at your feet. If I don't know where my crown is, old genealogy full of ideology. Nah, I don't know which crown which. I'm my successor, this robe is something. I'm the reason the king was murdered. I don't know if you know, but I'm the one way back in the church, still smelling like perp. And you say that you do, and my crown made it go. And my daddy is a king, and I'm right, I really deserve guilt. But the one that was murky died for me to bring a king to his knees. And my crown to your feet, Lord, take all that I got. Prostrate position, face down on the ground like the law just hit that block.
Throw my crown on the ground and place it at your feet while I'm out here trying to get it.
Like what you're hearing so far? Check us out at testimonystories.com.
That's testimony stories with an S.com.
Where you can hear content for you and about you. Everyone has a testimony. Everyone has a testimony. And we want to hear yours. Tell us how God has transformed your life. Each month, we will select a person to highlight and interview. Find out more at testimonystories.com.
Testimony.
A musician's story. Testimony, where Christian hip-hop artists give you an exclusive look into their lives and their music. Take a journey into the minds of today's top Christian hip-hop artists as they open up and share about their past, their faith, and their music in ways you've never heard before. Put on your favorite pair of headphones or turn the stereo volume up and
A
listen.
musician's story.
Now back to Corey Paul's testimony and musician story.
It's like I just seen how much depth we was living in, bruh.
Ride for the black, go hard for the dogs. Gotta make a choice when your back against the wall. Cousin got a lot, gotta eat that charge. Now it costs $9.99 every time you call. Pick up, try to put them up on pile. Got 10 minutes before they hang up the call. Lord, I believe in your blood by the barrel, so please don't cut off my dogs. Oh, hell done broke loose, but I'ma show you my OG back with a choke train. No dope game, but we blood ball like we took it whole name in vain. My end game, see me and change. Ain't been the same since sin came. Won't stay the same, cause he rain. Every knee bow, dice game. Cocaine took my uncle. The person tried to take my mama. Streets try to take my brother. My cousin.
His father hung himself in an attic. Corey was able to breathe briefly, but the absence of a male figure in his household led him to aspire to be like the men he saw every day when he stepped outside of his house. The same men who more than likely grew up without fathers as well. When Corey turned 12, he no longer was a good citizenship award-winning quiet kid with good grades.
I discovered women, I discovered girls, and lost my mind. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up in Houston, so it was the screw culture, screw music, syrup, pills, codeine, and slabs, and switch house and DJ screw, all that kind of stuff. And so I wanted to be that. I wanted to embody everything my city represented on the negative side. My city represented a bunch of positive stuff, but I wanted to be the negative stuff. I wanted to be what the dope boys was doing in the street, and who had the slab, who had the money, who had the girls, where the party was, where the drinks was, where the syrup was. Like, that's what I wanted to embody, that, because I didn't know it then, but I was trying to, I wanted to get high. You know what I'm saying? Like, not high as the sense of smoking, but like, I had lived in the slum so long, I was like, man, I want to get out of this. You know what I'm saying? And however I can get out of this, then that's what I'm gonna do. And so, me and my homies started at 12, 13 years old, what people usually start when they go off to in college. Like we started when we was 12 or 13. So, we started drinking. Yeah, at 12. I ain't talking about beer, I'm talking about liquor. You know what I'm saying? Bacardi, gin, that kind of stuff. At 12, 13, we started drinking, we started sipping, we smoking, we partying, we going out with girls, you know what I'm saying? And the whole nine. And we repping our hood, we was saying whatever. And my mom is doing the best she can. My mom's a single mother, you know what I'm saying? By the time I hit teenage years, my cousin had went to jail, so my mom had custody of of her son, who was like a 6-month-old. So now it's me, my younger brother, who's 3 years younger than me, and now she got this new baby, because of all the stuff that happened when my dad was doing all his stuff. She had lost a job, lost a truck, that we had, and so she trying to figure out, at the same time, she can't be watching us every second. So that's when I started running that race, man. Living like I was grown at that young age.
His mom had lost all hope in life and was tired of running the rat race. So she decided to follow in Corey's father's footsteps and commit suicide.
She packed our bags up, with some clothes. She took us to our grandma's house. Well, this wasn't out of the norm, because we always went to my grandma's house. And she dropped us off at our grandma's house. She went back home. She wrote her suicide note, and she left custody to my aunt. And she got some pills from a quote unquote friend of hers or whatever. Got some pills, went to her closet, and she was gonna take all the pills. And she says when she went into the closet and she sat down in the chair, she just started to cry. She started to cry and cry and cry and cry and cry. She started to cry. And she said, to this day, if you said I give you $1 million to tell me how long you were in the closet, she just couldn't tell you. She has zero idea. She felt like she was crying out everything from when she was a little girl. She cried and cried and cried, and eventually she kind of came to from crying, and she said something then, but now she knew it was God, but she just felt something that says, there's hope. Like, there's some living left in your life. There's hope. And she didn't know what that hope was. She didn't know what exactly that meant. She just, when she went into the closet, she felt like she couldn't think of a good enough reason to keep living. And before she got out of it, she felt, she heard something speak to her and say that, there's life left. So she got out, threw the letter away, and came and picked us up.
No matter how hard I try, I'll never know your pain. I never know your shame. Not like you do. I never know it all. I never know just how bad they hurt you. You'll never know my pain. You'll never know my shame. No, not like I do. You'll never know it all. You'll never know just how bad I hurt. So 98, my mama locked in the closet with her hands full. Prescription pills, and her intention is to leave custody to my auntie. But look, God speak. When we think that we so low, he won't speak to this. He sits high, but he looks slow. Next year, my mama be 56. Tears roll, I caught a body. For the body, no John Gotti. Super soak him, hold him underwater. Live forever, portal to immortal. Die daily, hers been escorted. Keep the crumbs, got a whole portion. Die more than Nigeria. Not in Houston over retro Jordans. It all goes back to the garden. I'm trying to get high back where I came from. I was born as a king, now I live check to check. Trying to figure where my rent gon' come from. Had to get it out the slum, work for a while. Sweat on my brow, need a way out. Hand on the plow, hard to take my line when your stomach start to growl. I can no longer play the background. The clock is ticking, time is right now. Black, white, young or old, the devil coming for your soul. Boy, try to do the best he can.
Testimony.
A musician's story. Testimony, where Christian hip-hop artists give you an exclusive look into their lives and their music. Take a journey into the minds of today's top Christian hip-hop artists as they open up and share about their past, their faith, and their music in ways you've never heard before. Put on your favorite pair of headphones or turn the stereo volume up and
A
listen.
musician's story.
Connect with Testimony, a musician story through social media. Find links to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more at testimonystories.com. A musician's story.
What up, what up, what up? It's Corey Paul, and you listening to Testimony, a musician story.
30 silver pieces on his temple. Throw it down in 3 days, build it back. My little homie riding dirty in a rental. Me and my homies, we got mud up on our hands.
After years of wilding out as a young teen, one of Corey's best friends started going to church and consistently invited him. Eventually, Corey said yes, and after a few services, agreed to meet with the pastor.
And I'm thinking, it's a pastor church. He finna thee, thou, thouest, verily, verily, he finna hit me with all that. I was wrong. Couldn't have been more wrong. That the best way to put it, like that conversation that we had, me, my homie Calvin, and that pastor, the conversation we had was my first introduction to true Christianity. I had always thought Christianity was, you don't want to go to hell. So you do a bunch of good stuff with your life, and at the end, God say you did more good than bad, and He let you in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking I got plenty of time to get right. You know what I'm saying? And I had the conversation at night with him, and he basically he had a conversation as a man with a young fool, with a young boy. And so we talked about everything from hip hop to culture to sex to drugs to money. And he talked about it in a real way. If I asked him, I would ask him like, well, is it cool for me to spend the night at my girlfriend's house? And he wouldn't hit me with, the Bible says that marriage is the only this, that, and the third. He wouldn't even say anything out of the Bible. So he would talk to me on a real level saying, you tell me, you know what I'm saying? Usually y'all had it, when y'all sitting on the couch, one red box turned into two, or one movie turned into the next movie. Then somebody get a blanket, some shoes come off, and then what happened? Well, see, that's because you setting yourself up. You're not as strong as you think. If you was really that strong, you would be strong enough to stop it before it starts, and you're not. So, you can spend the night, but just know each time, you're helping the devil set you up to be defeated. You know what I'm saying? So it was like just having genuine conversation. When I left that IHOP, I was like, man, if what this dude is talking about, if this is I can get down with this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm thinking simultaneously while this is happening, I meet my now wife, then girlfriend. And when I met her, she's a Christian. She was already like a for real Christian, And so when I met her, we were talking, and then eventually, we got to questions, about future and marriage and virginity. She was saying she's saving herself to marriage, and this, that, and the third, and she believes in leadership of a man, but the woman is his equal, and And, she was talking about all the stuff that I had never heard come from a girl before, and so. There would be things like, hey, you want to go hang out at the movies tonight? She'd be like, oh, well, you can come with me to church on Sunday. So, of course, like a young boy, however I can get in. So, fine, I go to church. hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit you up. We can talk. Oh, well, this is my time where I read. I read my Bible around this time, so I can't talk then. All right, I'll read it with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, at this point in time, I'm not genuinely desiring to read the Bible, but if that's what it get me on the phone with her, then cool. You know what I'm saying? And then in the midst of that, she started teaching me the Bible. I started to ask genuine questions. And it was right around the exact same time that my partner started pulling me to church, and I was talking to this pastor. And so they were like, little did I know, but the Lord was using them to like double team me. This is my best friend. And now, this girl who I think is just absolutely amazing, who would eventually be my wife, both, discipling me on the cool.
I'm really about all of this action. My brother is really packing. My people are really trapping. These bodies is really stacking. I wish I was rapping. Speaking of truth, bury me in the booth. I'ma kill it. I pray that you feel it. I drill it like Dennis. The innocence turning the menaces. Lynching the living is women and children. And dealing is killing and ripping the ligaments. Enemies, enemies, illegit. Spiritually centered and skimming from Genesis. Fresh at the spirit, man. Who not a lyricist? But it don't really matter how fly I spit. Pelican Paul, young wordsmith. Guillotine to this uncircumcised Philistine. Trying to kill a king. Gon' kill us how? Uncooked cow. It's so raw. Oh my God. It's so hard. In the yard with my squad. And I ain't really never have enough. I ain't really never make the cut. I ain't really never had it easy. I ain't really never been screaming. Shouting that there with my people. But it was just me and my brother. It was just me and my mother. It was just us in the house. We were just hand to the mouth. Nothing was in our account. Why? Get real when them shots rain out. At you like an IG tag. No filter on that. When the muzzle blast. First thing you see, pray it won't be your last. I probably died at the top of this hill, but I'm good in my city. I'm good in these streets. I'm good in my sneakers. I'm good with my people. I probably died at the top of this hill, but I'm good with that price. I'm good with that fight. I'm good with my wife. I'm good with my life. I probably died.
Testimony.
Testimony, where Christian hip-hop artists give you an exclusive look into their lives and their music. Take a journey into the minds of today's top Christian hip-hop artists as they open up and share about their past, their faith, and their music in ways you've never heard before. Put on your favorite pair of headphones or turn the stereo volume up and listen.
A musician's story.
Everyone has a testimony, and we want to hear yours. Tell us how God has transformed your life. Each month, we will select a person to highlight and interview. Find out more at testimonystories.com.
Testimony.
Download the podcast of Testimony, a Musician Story on iTunes. Find out how at testimonystories.com.
A musician's story.
You are listening to Corey Paul's Testimony, a Musician Story.
It's 100 in the summer, flipping down Martin Luther. My cousin D. Brown riding strapped in Impala, packing that Ruger. I'm telling what they do you. These are boys out the sewer. They done swam with the filth and the sharks and shuffled manure. I still rep where I grew up. Ain't nothing changed but my savior. Was that grace in them prayers? Got my little homie on papers. My little cousin still on lock. He got 6 in TDC. He caught me tripping when he saw me and Reconcile on TV. He say, ain't that your partner? With them dreads you be rapping with? When I get out, I'ma jump down with whatever y'all running with. I'm so sick of these cases. I got like 3 and ain't 21. I told him, oh yeah, and when you get out, it's going down. Still repping for the time. Posted up in the tray. Clicked up with the click 12 p.m. on Sunday. And you can see it all through the week too. Let's live our life in front of lens that they can see through. I told him, I'm so inspired. Nice to meet you. When you at the bottom, ain't nothing that's beneath you. So we just lift up the Lord, pray that he lift up the void.
At the age of 17, Corey was introduced to the notion of hope. A hope that could only be achieved through knowing Jesus Christ. He decided to give Jesus a shot, but didn't fully commit until about a year later. Back in his wildin' out youth days, Corey had started rapping. He and his cousins had a rap group and just knew they were going to be making it rain on BET one day. When he got saved, he started writing positive raps. Then around 21, 22, the Lord checked him and told Corey he needed to start making music for him, or else his music would not be blessed by him, and it would not go anywhere. Corey has been making music for God ever since. Corey hooked up with Reconcile and formed the Frontline movement, a movement that exists solely to reach teens and young adults that have been affected by the adversities that exist mainly in urban environments. And they also have a nonprofit that works exclusively with juveniles on probation. A few years ago, Corey Paul was introduced to his hometown rap hero and Collision Records artist, Dre Murray. The two started building, and that led to a relationship with Dre's label mate, Alex Faith. An announcement was made that Kristen Gray had left Collision Records and that Corey Paul had joined. Collision also announced that there will be a We Live as Kings 2 album. With the huge success of the first one, and with Kristen no longer being involved in this project, I asked Corey if he feels any pressure.
Technically, yeah. Like, even when I first got with Collision, I was like, man, I'm so different from everybody. The way I rap, how I talk, what I rap about, like, it's different, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, technically it's pressure there. But that's like the first few seconds in the room, and then I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've worked with them. I've worked with all those guys a nice amount over the past year. And, truth be told, I've really seen that, like, we complement each other a lot, So I don't think that matter of fact, I know we're not going to try to recreate what the first project was, because you can't, you know what I'm saying? We're just going to try to make the best version of what we can right now, and I feel confident that we can do that.
On December 18th, Corey Paul will drop his debut Collision Records album, Today, Tomorrow, Forever.
I'm a first-hand eyewitness what addiction does to a family. Broken home, daddy gone, face-to-face talking on the phone, it's never calm. Hair nappy, feet bare, nose runny. Mama 30 never worked a day cause every month the government sent her money. She stemmed from it, where you think she learned it? That's how her mama raised her. And we say she should know better, but maybe this is her knowing better.
So the concept behind it is, it's a question. Question is, what did you do today? That's the question. And I feel like oftentimes when we answer that question, it's not 100% of what we would have wanted to do, because we always feel like we got tomorrow, right? Didn't do it today, I can do it tomorrow. But today is our tomorrow. And if that's the case, ultimately that's our forever. So it's encouraging us, especially as believers, to live every day to the fullness, as if you may not see a tomorrow, as if this day may be your forever. So in our relationships, at our work, in our spiritual walk, to live every day as if it is your forever, because it may just be. And then the second part of that brings that home is the ability to gain or lose your forever, right? So we realize, okay, every day we're going to live it like it's our forever. And then you talk through this ability to gain and lose your forever. So we know ultimately, as a believer, we're going to go on to live forever with Christ. But the way we come up is usually off of what we can tangibly grab, So if I'm a girl, my forever may be in finding my husband. As a dude, my forever may be in getting that job or getting so much money. If I get that, then that's everything. That's life. I did it. I won. And we don't want to lose that. But as a believer, your true forever is found in salvation in Christ. And once you find that, you can't lose that. So if I get that, so if I'm a believer and I get that, then I live every day in accordance to that, right? So I don't say, I got tomorrow. Man, I found true forever in Christ. I'm going to live every day to its fullest. And if I'm not a believer, then the ideas that I be striving to, I'm like, man, I can live forever every day, because ultimately I am going to live forever. That should be impactful, not just like, well, it's just 24 hours. Nah, man, like it's 24 hours. My prayer is that it empowers them to be great in the moment. I know a lot of times we don't feel like we can be great until XYZ. Man, once I get my such and such, I'm gonna be on. Soon as I get my, this, that, and the third, I'm gonna be on. But I want you to hear this and go, man, the time is right now.
We saw the lows and the highs. Oh, we pray that we live to see forever.
Thank you for listening to Testimony, a musician's story. To hear this episode again, as well as past episodes, visit testimonystories.com. Until next time, I'm Brown, Theory, the music lover constantly seeking positive music.
You're gonna love